Priscy lived in a mansion that kissed the clouds alongside her twin brother, Pascal, the man behind the curtains of power, a man whose name echoed through the corridors of the nation's palace. Priscy, graceful and admired, ran a flourishing interior design empire. Pascal, her twin, worked in the office of the president, respected, influential, and beloved, bound not only by blood, but by an unbreakable emotional cord. They were inseparable, like day and night, dancing on the same horizon. Priscy had a best friend, Sarah, who had journeyed with her through seasons of joy and sorrow. She wasn't just a friend, she was family. Priscy gave her the keys to her life. When Priscy soared, she lifted Sarah too. She opened a boutique for her, connected her to elite clients, and even included her on luxurious private jet vacations. In return, Sarah designed breathtaking outfits, especially the signature matching attires for the twins. It was more than friendship, it was loyalty, or so Priscy thought. One quiet evening, Priscy dressed for a dinner gala, a celebration of love, unity, and triumph. Sarah had tailored her a stunning outfit. Priscy waited, excited to match with Pascal. But when Pascal appeared, he wore something different. Behind him stood Sarah, adorned in the twin of Prissy's attire. Confusion shattered Prissy's joy. The words that followed changed her world forever. Pascal announced his engagement to Sarah. The dinner wasn't just a dinner. It was a secret engagement party. In a whisper edged with betrayal, Priscy questioned both of them. For a whole year, you kept this from me. A twin, who she trusted more than life, said nothing but offered apologies. Sarah tried to explain, but her words were shallow puddles in a flood of hurt. You deserve each other, Priscy spat, retreating to her room with tears laced in rage. That night, while the world toasted to the happy couple, Priscy packed her life into silence and vanished. When Pascal and Sarah returned from the celebration, the mansion was eerily quiet. No scent of Prissy's perfume, no warmth. Her room, empty. Her office, cleared. Even her little puppy was gone. A note lay on her desk. I gave you my love and trust, and you left me in the dark. Enjoy your perfect life. Pascal read the words again and again, but they didn't feel real. Sarah stood nearby, trembling, realizing the cost of her silence. Days passed. The mansion, once lively, now whispered with grief. Pascal barely spoke. Sarah, now pregnant, tried to fill the void. She cooked, cleaned, tried to smile, but Pascal was no longer the man she loved. Guilt had caged his soul. He missed his sister. He feared he had never see her again. When Sarah revealed the pregnancy, it gave Pascal a reason to hope, to love again. But even that joy was soaked in longing for reconciliation. Pascal asked Sarah to move in permanently, for her safety, for the baby, for the illusion of a family. They redecorated the nursery. Laughter returned briefly. Sarah glowed, sang to her unborn child, and for a moment, Pascal believed peace had returned. He even began writing a letter to his sister, one of apology and confession. He longed to fix what he had broken, but fate had other plans. One rainy evening, the mansion lights flickered on while they were away. They returned to find Priscy, sitting regal and calm, legs crossed, eyes blazing. Surprised to see me? She asked. She was no longer the wounded sister. She was the storm returned with purpose. Pascal stuttered. Sarah cried. I never gave this house away, Priscy declared. I only stepped out to plan my return. Pascal begged her to stay. Sarah tried to explain, but Priscy was unmoved. She wanted the house, she wanted peace, and peace meant Sarah had to go. I'm pregnant, Sarah argued. Priscy laughed chillingly. Then name your price, because I know you're here for the money. Sarah claimed it was love, but Priscy only smiled and asked, does he know? Fear gripped Sarah. She begged Priscy not to say more, but Priscy now held the knife, and it was time to twist. Priscy gave Sarah an ultimatum: leave or be exposed. But Sarah stayed. So Priscy moved silently. She called every client she'd once introduced to Sarah. She whispered poison wrapped in truth. In 1 week, Sarah's boutique was raided. Her accounts were frozen. Her contracts terminated. Her empire crumbled. She cried in corners. She begged Pascal. But he knew his sister's wrath had only begun, and Sarah was powerless to stop it. As Sarah watched her world collapse, Pascal remained silent, uncertain. He wanted to confront Priscy, but feared pushing her away again. Just when he thought the dust might settle, an anonymous call shattered his illusion. "Stay away from Sarah. She's not who you think she is." The line went dead. The voice was unfamiliar, but the urgency was undeniable. Pascal turned to Sarah, hoping for truth, but her eyes betrayed her. He asked her plainly, "Are you hiding anything from me?" Sarah hesitated, then denied, but the fear in her eyes spoke louder than her lips. Pascal knew then there were secrets still buried. Pascal called the strange number again. A meeting was set. Pascal arrived at a dim cafe outside the city where a man presented him with files, evidence of Sarah's past. She had run a blackmail ring, targeting powerful men, accusing them falsely and destroying their lives. One man had taken his life. 20 others had lost everything. Pascal returned home in rage. He stormed into Sarah's room and asked, "How could you?" She stammered, unsure what had been revealed. The truth hit like thunder. Sarah was never pregnant. It had all been a lie to keep Pascal close and Priscy out. The woman he loved was a ghost of manipulation. Sarah finally broke. "Your sister always looked down on me. She laughed at the idea that I could ever be good enough for you. That day with your cousin Trisha, your laughter broke something in me." Priscy listened, stunned. It had all started from a joke, a careless remark. "Have you seen Pascal's type? He would never stoop so low." They didn't mean it, but Sarah never forgot it. She buried the pain, let it grow into bitterness, and waited patiently for her revenge. Sarah admitted her hatred for men began long before that day. At 14, her father and teachers abused her. No one believed her. She was called a liar, an attention seeker. Her mother was gone. Her world was cruel. From that moment on, she vowed never to let a man win again. As she packed her bags, defeated but defiant, the police arrived. She was arrested for cybercrimes, part of a ring that had hacked Pascal's government files. Sarah was the mastermind. Pascal watched, speechless, as the woman he had loved was taken away in cuffs, smiling all the while. Priscy and Pascal sat alone in the mansion. No words, just silence. Sarah was gone, but a betrayal lingered like smoke in the air. They had learned the cost of careless words, of blind trust, and unchecked bitterness. The wound would heal, but the scar would remain. The news of the evil bestie spread like wildfire across the country. Some saw it as a cautionary news, others a tragedy of broken trust. But Priscy and Pascal learned the greatest truth of all. Kindness without respect breeds entitlement, and trust without boundaries births betrayal. In the end, storms don't just shatter the wicked, they drown the careless too. If this story touched you, taught you, or left you speechless, don't keep it to yourself. Subscribe to Timeless Tales for more powerful African stories that carry wisdom, betrayal, love, and truth. Like, comment, and share to keep our stories alive. Until next time, remember, not all smiles are sincere, and not every friend is true.